So I've been repurposing a garden shed that I'm sat in front of right now into a community darkroom, and we've been documenting the site through cyanotypes, which is a cameraless photographic process, very simple, and also I've been inviting people to make recordings which tell a little bit about why the place matters to them. So it's been a kind of year-long process of really getting to know the place, the site, and the Green Backyard, if you don't know it, is a 2.3 acre plot of land. It's entirely run by volunteers. It's a space where people come to learn about growing vegetables, but they also engage in workshops, willow weaving, cooking, learning all sorts of practical skills, but also sustainability, stuff about the environment, and ways that we might kind of be more green in our lives, perhaps. So there's a kind of element that is learning skills, but there's also about learning about yourself, and a real sense that it's not just about growing veg here, it's about growing people. We currently put on an exhibition at Peterborough City Gallery and Museum with Matt Lewis and Mark Atkinson and myself, and it's about land and ownership, but also about listening and noise pollution, and about redevelopment and edgelands. And my work is a kind of sound and image installation. There are 15 recordings made by visitors and users of the Green Backyard, and they describe why the place is of value to them. It began by my series of cyanotypes as a kind of starting point for conversations. So at first I was kind of going in and out of the shed, and visitors would wonder what I was doing in there, and it triggered this conversation, and so in fact I realised that what they were talking about was probably more interesting than what I was doing in the darkroom, and it was in fact one individual in particular who, when I invited her to take part, she said, "Oh, I'm very shy, I don't know if I can do that, but instead of having a recorded conversation, can I just take the recorder off around the garden, around the site?" And she did that, and when I listened back that evening, I just thought, wow, what an amazing kind of reflective, personal, open response. So she really kind of changed the course of the whole method, really, which was a really kind of interesting way to work. So as well as the exhibition, I've made a site-specific artwork for the Green Backyard. It's adapted from a recording by one of the participants of the project, and it simply says in painted birch plywood text, "If this were to be lost." And the bit that I've kind of adapted, I suppose, is to change "was" to "were." So that brings it into the subjunctive. Yes, there's going to be a book that I'm currently producing, which will contain cyanotypes and fragments of text transcribed from the recordings by participants, and 10 essays by various people, from architects, historians, geographers, artists, activists, fiction writers, and the title is going to be Redevelopment, Cyanotypes, Voices and Writings from the Green Backyard. And in addition to the book, the archives will be available online later this year, so look out for that.
Brilliant.